if money didn't exist,
Ooh, love this question.
and do you know this question?
I do. Everyone knows this question.
Oh my God.
It's my first date question.
No way. Did you already read my mind?
I
as
knew
to
exactly what
the
you were going to
question
say.
was?
If money doesn't exist,
Yes.
what are you going to do for a living?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Bro, everyone knows that question.
Should I think of a new question?
No, don't. That's
Okay.
perfect. I love that question.
Okay, fantastic. So, if money didn't exist and you would just do exactly what made you happy, what would you do for a living?
Oh, I would probably be a film director.
You'd be a film director.
Yeah,
You'd make films.
I make films.
What kind of films did you make?
I would make films. There's a really incredible director I love, a guy called Paul Thomas Anderson.
Okay.
And he makes...
Is that the less popular brother of Wes Anderson?
No.
Not.
Good shot.
Okay.
He makes my favorite film of all time.
Yeah.
Which is There Will Be Blood.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard good things.
Bro, incredible movie.
Okay.
You have to watch that movie.
We actually spoke about before recording, so I must watch The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah,
And-
where have you been?
Yeah, I don't know.
How have you not Devil Wears Prada? What else haven't you watched?
All I watch is Shrek 1, 2, and 3.
Hey,
Just-
I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad at that. That makes
just
total
watch that on
sense.
repeat.
Someone said to me the other day,
Yeah.
Shrek is overrated.
Who said that?
I nearly fought them.
No, you should have.
I nearly fought them in the street.
Where are they?
It was my colleague.
Stop
a female.
recording immediately.
A
Stop
pregnant woman.
Oh,
I nearly
okay.
fought her in the middle of the street.
I swear that she's not pregnant.
I'm kidding. She's not pregnant.
Okay, great.
But it would be funny if she was.
Yeah.
She said she doesn't like Shrek 1.
How can you not like Shrek? It's a crazy opinion.
Wild take.
That's so nice.
But she then also did say that her favorite movie was Die Hard. So I knew everything I needed to know about it.
Okay, you think, I'm not shitting on Die Hard. Die Hard's fine.
Great film.
It's not a favorite movie.
It's not the-
Yeah, it's not.
And
not
then she said her second favorite is Jurassic Park.
Okay.
I knew everything.
I didn't even know where to put that. But so hang on. So you'd make movies that are like kind of dark and murdery. That's all I know about There Will Be
Oh,
Blood.
yeah, that's pretty much good.
Yeah, okay.
But no, more than that, it's the idea that you can write or create something that so perfectly depicts the most decrepit and bottomless aspects of man.
Yes.
Greed, envy, anger, jealousy, like all those aspects of man that is so interesting to watch. And you can like encapsulate that in one human being.
Yes.
I find that just incredible.
That's phenomenal. That's really,
Yeah.
really interesting. Okay.
What would you do?
Good answer. What did I do? Oh, this is a really boring answer.
Don't be boring, please, for once in your fucking life. Just be cool.
Yeah,
Be fun.
I'd be a soldier in the Congo. No, I would be. I'd be a blood diamond smuggler. No, I'd be a history lecturer. I'd love that.
Wow.
I would
I
just
asked
be
you one thing. I
Yeah,
said, don't be boring. And you
I-
then proceeded
yeah, I
to be
know.
boring.
I think I'm just a boring guy.
Mind your goddamn business.
To go into today, what we're discussing,
Yeah.
which I'm really excited about, is just starting. Just go.
yes.
Just do it. And we did have a few
Shout out to Nike.
options. Shout out to Nikki. We did have a few options on what we were going to call this podcast before you went with Mind Your Motherfucking Business.
Yeah.
And what were those options?
Just Start
Just start.
was one of them.
Absolutely.
And the reason why we chose that is, so the reason why we chose that
Just reiterate that. Yeah.
because that is one of the most difficult parts of starting a business. The idea of just beginning. Everyone struggles with it. Everyone gets nervous. Everyone gets worried. And I will say, for me, and Nick, maybe you can give your own, but there's 3 elements of when you should start a business. If you have these 3 things, go. One is a compelling idea, right? An idea that's good, whatever.
More importante.
2 is a target market. So basically, you have someone that could potentially be interested in this type of product. 3 is the willingness to look stupid. And the 3rd one is actually what people struggle with the most. Because the willingness to look stupid is such a high
It's a fear
fucking threshold.
of failure.
Oh my God.
It's a fear. If I start this thing, I'm gonna go, hey guys, I've made an idea. Really putting your ideas out there to people is like already a thing.
Oh,
You
yeah.
go like, I came up with this idea, and people go, that's a stupid
Yeah.
idea.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Jail that man.
You're a fool.
Yeah.
Yes. In the public square,
Yeah,
whip him in front of everyone. There's that idea of you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And there's that fear. I've got no fear of looking like an idiot because
Seriously?
because
you always
I always look like an idiot. Every day, every waking moment of my life, I look like an
I
idiot.
know.
So I just I don't have to worry. Like when I started stand up. I was like, I would tell people to come, watch me. And it was so funny. And I was really upset about it because my friend, this guy I know came to watch me. And he said it behind my back. He didn't say it to my face.
What did he say? I love a behind the back story. I love when someone says, someone said something behind my back because it's so juicy.
So he said, that's what happens when a mother tells their son they can do anything.
No!
And I couldn't believe that was because if they said if they said it to my face, I'd be like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But if they said it behind my back,
your
I'm
back?
like, but so that's a real thing, like putting yourself out there. People will say that you're an idiot, but I guess unless you start things, you're never gonna
know.
Absolutely.
But I will say this about the worry about looking stupid, right? Is I actually have no issue with people saying things behind my back. It's none of my business.
Sure.
My issue is actually with the person who tells me what someone said behind my back.
That's a good point.
That's my gripe.
No one likes a tattletale.
Why are you coming to me and telling me something that someone said during pillow talk?
Yeah.
That's none of my business.
But hang on, sorry, this is maybe veering off the topic here. But why is it not your business what people say behind your back?
People always have opinions.
Yes.
And people's opinions often, when the person is not in the room they're referring to, are often controversial. That's just human nature. We are trained to gossip. We are trained to say salacious, demeaning things about humans. That's what keeps us alive. If we don't gossip, we won't know that someone is potentially a thief or a criminal or a rapist. That's just how we came as humans.
That's so interesting.
Through evolution. You need to say things behind people's back in order to make sure your family's protected, your interests are protected, your money, your food, etc.
That's such a different position there, but carry on.
Yeah, but it's a key thing, and that's why the idea of gossiping in work, like they call it hallway conversations or water cooler,
water cooler chat,
is such an essential part of a business because people are drawn in by that. So it is going to be controversial, and sometimes it may be mean or rude, or whatever. But that's fine. We all do that. That's just part of, being a society. What you shouldn't do is then take that and reveal it verbatim to the person who is the subject of the conversation.
Absolutely.
Just like, what are you doing?
No, sure.
So actually, our producer did that one time. Bastard. And he knows. And he's laughing. Look at him.
Yeah.
This devious little laugh.
Yes.
He did that with me, actually.
No way.
He had pillow talk with his girlfriend about me, and he stupidly decided to one day tell me.
No way.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, why are you telling me this? This is conversation between you and your lover.
It's got nothing to do with me.
It's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Keep it yourself.
I actually love that opinion, by the way.
Yeah.
I love what people say behind my back. It's actually got nothing to do with me.
Literally, at all.
Yeah.
Keep that to yourself. Keep that to you and your girlfriend. Have that opinion. I don't care. It doesn't change my life. It doesn't change a slice of bread.
Absolutely.
And he told me. And funny boy.
He's giggling.
And his girlfriend was livid, to say the least.
As you can imagine.
She was like, how dare you bring that conversation to the person who is the subject of that
Me
conversation?
and my girlfriend talk about you all the time. We don't. We talk so much shit about you, but I've never brought it to you.
Bro, let me tell you something about me. The meanest version of me is when I'm sitting or sleeping next to my girlfriend. That is like the bottom pit of who I am as a human being.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I don't talk about
No, I know.
Well, maybe sometimes.
But that's who the meanest version of ourselves. Think about the worst thing you've ever said as a man, as a human being.
Yeah.
Is when you lie next to your partner at night.
And you're just rattling off.
Literally just going off on like your best mate. I think he's fucking dumb. He may be the most stupid man that has ever graced the face of the world.
That guy is a useless piece of shit.
By the way,
What an indictment.
By the way, this is potentially the godfather of your children.
Yes.
But you'll just be like,
you'll just be rattling
literally.
off. Yeah.
I have never met a worse human.
Sure.
But that's fine.
Yeah, that's just how it works.
That's just how it works. So ultimately, you have to be willing to look stupid in front of everyone. But what I would say about looking stupid and continuing in the face of stupidity is 9 times out of 10, what often happens is this, right? people will say, again, pillar talk, back talk, oh yeah, that guy, I can't believe he's doing that. Guaranteed, the fact that someone managed to get up there and do something that most people wouldn't do makes people fearful because they become introspective. They go, I would never do that. What makes them so confident? What makes them so self-assured? What makes them so certain that they're going to be okay?
We don't fear failure. We fear the potential of
Never
within
ever
ourselves.
try to say another quote. That was one of the worst. One of the worst examples of a quote. we are not fear. Sometimes fear.
We do not fear those. When
the
the
fear
mountain,
sometimes it comes from the side.
but with the ocean.
Stop it. Never ever say another quote again. That was your last one ever.
I don't know if you're listening audio, but I'm crying right now. Okay, but you know the
Jesus
quote.
Christ.
You know the quote.
No, I don't know the quote.
You
You said fear 6 times. That's all I know.
Lukaku. Do you know which quote I'm talking
I have
about?
no idea what you're talking about.
It's the Nelson Mandela quote. We'll get it up.
Oh God.
But the whole idea is that you fear that you can't actually. You've got all the power in the world.
Yeah.
But the fact that you you don't fear
In the beginning. This guy.
I think I'm gonna have to get up this quote. Producer, can we get that quote up? It's Nelson Mandela. Get the fucking quote up. Jesus.
I know what it's about.
Literally. I wouldn't even know what to Google.
It's
Google fear 3 times. Fear. Mandela quote.
It's Coach Carter.
Is it Coach Carter?
Coach
How did you go from Nelson Mandela to Coach Carter?
Same guy.
Same guy, different vibe.
Yes.
Same WhatsApp group.
Your darkest fear is that you're most inadequate.
Aha!
Carter.
That's not Coach Carter. That's not Coach Carter.
I swear to God, it was in Coach Carter.
No, it wasn't Coach Carter, but it's
Just
not Coach Carter.
say the whole quote.
It's like Winston Churchill.
Here's
Or like
Mandela's
Einstein
quote.
or something.
Here's Nelson Mandela's quote. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it.
That wasn't the quote.
Fucking hell, Nick. Oh my God. No, it's not. It's a Winston Churchill quote.
Is it? No, it's not.
Or like
I know the
Buddha.
one you're talking about. The one from Coach Carter, that's not Nelson Mandela.
It's obviously, guys.
it
Coach
is-
Carter is a movie. There's no quote that's from Coach Carter that is a Coach Carter quote. It's a movie.
But he's quoting Nelson
He's
Mandela.
quoting someone
No, I
else.
think Nelson Mandela is also quoting someone else. I think it's like we're in like quoteception here. Yeah.
In any event, I think I get your point.
Yes, you think you're with someone else. We have no idea what you're really talking about.
But essentially, at the end of the day, people they get anxious from someone else doing something they can't do. So you going up, doing a stand-up, starting a company, starting a business, makes people go, but why am I inadequate? Why do I not have the courage? And how that often reveals itself is by slandering, backtalk, meanness. Because you're essentially trying to shield yourself from something that is difficult to do. So you'd rather say, oh, what an idiot, I can't believe he's doing stand-up. He's not funny. Or whatever. Because that,
was funny.
it gives you the distance to say, this is why I wouldn't do it. Because I could potentially look stupid.
Yes, sure.
And you cannot use those people's version of that to guide your decisions. Because they go home at the end of the stand-up, at the end of you telling them about your business, they go home and go, fuck, I really wish I could do that. I really wish I could do something. I really wish I could start a business. I really wish I was courageous enough to do it. So you're basically using, if you take their opinion to heart, by the way, you're using their facade to guide your decisions.
Oof. Real. We'll make a reel out of that.
Reel that up. Reel that. Is that a new term?
Okay, cool.
Reel that up.
Yeah, reel that up.
Reel that up.
Absolutely.
Reel that up.
Yeah.
I think I made a new term. Quote that shit.
I think I made that up.
No.
I think we have it on.
I'm gonna take that.
We have it on record.
Got the receipts.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
we'll play back.
Fantastic. But absolutely.
So you cannot use people's facade to guide your decision making, because people's facade is always going to be weak, It's always going to be peppered by insecurity, anxiety, fear. So you have to go with your gut. You have to do what matters to you, and you have to essentially take the leap. Because only taking the leap is the difference between greatness and mediocrity.
Absolutely.
And one thing I always find fascinating is a quote. Here we go. Is you cannot read about water and learn how to swim.
Way. You can only learn through experience. 100%.
Get in there, do the thing, paddle, drown a bit, maybe die, come back to life on the third day,
Sure.
Friday, Good Friday, rise again.
Come back
Easter,
on the seventh day,
day.
you rise. Absolutely.
Shout out Jesus Christ. That's the only way you can do something or learn something, like
Absolutely.
getting in there. So that's why I think for you and your business is what I love about you is that you almost have a foolish ambition.
Yes.
Because that's what you need to be. You need to be a
Yes.
bit of a fool.
Absolutely.
You have a foolish ambition of like, let me just try.
Let's change the world.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
change the world?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But I'd like to lean into that idea of
Okay.
like shit talking because I think that the biggest critics in our own heads are probably our worst. You know, the worst critics that we could have.
This is your first real time moment.
Is it first
Yeah.
real?
Real
Oh
up?
yeah? Reel me up.
You haven't had any reels in the past 5 episodes.
I absolutely.
Am I lying?
I've got
Our
bars.
producer's laughing because he knows I'm fucking right. He's had no real worthy moments.
Okay.
This is his first real worthy moment.
Should we have like
I've had like 16.
Okay, let's not. 16 is
I've
a
had
lot.
16.
We could have a scoreboard that comes up here. So we could have like 1 to maybe 3. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
3-1 at the moment.
Three.
You can't make me choose between my 2 kids. please.
Oh, thank you, Daddy.
But who's your first child? That's what I want to know.
But if you were to like take those 2 voices,
Yeah.
you know, let's say there's 2 voices that's your own biggest critic, and they were in a room on their own. What do you think they would have said about you and now when you first
Oh,
started?
my own voices?
Yeah, those.
what a
those
great
critics.
question.
Yeah.
That's such a good question.
Yes.
You've had 2 back-to-back reels?
Yeah,
Oh
bang,
my
bang.
god.
Oh my God.
What would my voices in my own head say about me?
What did they say? Like, oh, Nana's going to fail because of this. Or Evander doesn't have it because of that.
You know what the thing is though? I think most people who are actually foolish enough to start a business, when you start, I think most times the voice in your head is actually just an egotistical, I'm right, I have the greatest idea in the world hit, like voice. I think that's what it is. Because that's the only reason why you would do it. So I think you're essentially going, yeah, this could work. That's a voice. Like if it was in a room with like, yeah, this could work. Yeah, why doesn't this already exist? This is a great idea. Only when you start the business, I think, do you then start having the negative talk. When you hit those difficult milestones and you're going, geez, why can't I bag any partners? Why is it so difficult to find?
Why is no one investing?
Yeah, why is no one? I think that's when you go, am I going down a weird, dumb rabbit hole?
Like, why have I started this? Why have I...
Is this a silly thing to do? That's when it starts.
Absolutely.
But before that, no. Unless you have a different story.
I think so. Look, I think I'm an optimist. Like I'm a ridiculous optimist.
Are you?
I don't think I see things go wrong. I see what could go right, you know? And that,
Interesting.
I think so. Like when I started comedy, I was like, okay, cool, I'm the next Jimmy Carr, you know? And it didn't turn out that way, but it was like...
it didn't.
When I, not yet. See you back on stage. But it was like I didn't see the negatives of it, you know? Even if I'm doing it and I'm doing it badly, I'm still learning, you know? I'm still thinking of a concept and I'm going up on stage and I'm learning about public speaking and I'm learning how these things work, you know? So it was I didn't see how that could be bad.
Can we double click on that? Because I think you said a really good point.
Sure.
The idea of learning through the pain,
Yes.
right? I think is such an underrated point. The idea, when you start something, people have a fear, a deep, deep fear of being a beginner. People hate the idea of being a beginner. But people fail to forget that everyone is a beginner at some point. Steve Jobs was a beginner at tech and creating things. Elon Musk is a beginner at like rockets.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
Jeff Bezos was a beginner at like reading books. Like
Yes,
everyone is a beginner at something.
Sure.
The only thing that sets us apart from beginners or successful beginners is consistency,
Yeah.
not stopping.
Absolutely.
That's what actually makes you an expert.
Yeah.
There is no one in the world that started by knowing anything.
Yeah.
And learning through the failure, the mistakes, that is actually where the fruit of whatever it is you're doing comes from. Right? And that's why you got start and fail quickly, is what they say. Fail quickly, because what you learn from the first failure of a first business is actually so much more important than your successes. Because you know from the second one, okay, this is what I did in marketing. I need to do it like this.
Yeah.
This is what I did when I was approaching investors and partners. I need to do it like that. And that is actually what makes
That is
successful.
so big. And you're almost priming yourself. What is it like? Luck is preparation and meets opportunity.
yes.
You know?
Love
And
that
it's
thing.
it's like when
Good
you.
job on the quote, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've got my first quote in today, guys. It's so now you've created now you've gone through it, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's say, God forbid, now tanks, which it never will. You can
Yeah.
become a billionaire through it. But let's say if it did, when the next opportunity arose, you'd know what to get done. You'd know how this works.
yeah.
You could work. You know what I mean? It makes
I
it a
started
far-
2 businesses before, and
There you go.
yeah, necessary failures.
Sure,
Necessary failures.
absolutely.
Because, what I learned from those businesses, oh my God, I could write a book. Very short, slim book, but a book nonetheless.
Yeah. I suck at making businesses. Actually, it's a sentence, really.
More than anything else, it's a really good, strong sentence.
Third time lucky, maybe? Question mark.
But that's basically what you figure out, like
Yeah.
what you suck at. And the sooner you realize what you suck at, the sooner you can get better at that thing.
Do you suck at?
What do I suck at?
What do you suck at when it comes to?
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, but it's a good question, right? Because you have to realize, okay,
No.
this is where my strengths are. This is where my weaknesses
Yeah.
are. How do I improve my weaknesses?
Yeah.
Like I know
weaknesses,
with
strengths.
Kesho, I would like to think that I've got good networking skills, understand
you?
sponsor. Yeah,
You said a lot of things about yourself
Absolutely.
that I don't know are true.
I'm so good with people. I'm a savant with people.
Oh, yeah?
And, yeah, I'm kidding. But I think I'm good at marketing. That's what I've done for
Oh,
a
yeah?
while. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm not gonna have to prove myself
No,
at
actually,
every.
to be fair, I think you are very good at marketing. And I think you actually are very good at people.
Thank you very much.
Because I think you're a good listener.
That's
Yeah.
very kind. I'd like to. I listened to you say that. I listened to that. And
Guys, what I just did there, by the way, is called framing. I made him believe he was good at something he's terrible at, so that he wants to be good at that thing.
That's actually a low-key real, by the way. I hate to bring it up.
Reel it up.
It's an amazing psychological,
Framing.
not manipulation, but a really clever idea.
Framing.
Yeah.
Dude,
So smart.
maybe I shouldn't say this because it makes me seem like an absolute sociopath, but
Yes.
I frame my way through life. People just want to live up to whatever it is they're being told about themselves.
Wow.
It's just a human compulsion. It's just what
It's
we
like saying
do.
you're a good boy. You go, oh, I want to be an even better boy.
Exactly.
Wow.
Or if you say things like, another way to do framing is like because comparison is the king of framing or queen. You'll be like, I want Nick to get me more gifts as a friend. I just wanted to buy me more gifts for my birthdays
Yes.
and things like that. So what you'll do is you come to Nick and you'll be like, oh my God, one thing I really, really love about Luke always gets me gifts. Like it makes me so happy. I just love that about Luke.
Wow.
I'm not actually telling Nick what I need from Nick.
Yes.
But now Nick
But
knows
just
what
picking it up. Crazy.
So all of a
yes.
sudden Nick goes, oh shit, maybe I need, if I want to be a really good friend to Evander, maybe I need to get him more gifts.
Wow.
So you're framing by
Yes.
virtue of someone else.
Absolutely.
So that's the best.
You've actually done this to me before.
I have.
You have.
I do it all the time.
Oh, you do it all the time?
All the time.
But there was something so specific. I remember you said to me, a friend of yours messaged you to say, how's your mental health today? And you were like, oh, that's so beautiful of my friend to do that.
Yeah.
I think that was such a nice thing to do. And I was like, oh my God, what a lovely thing. And I think within like weeks, I messaged, hey,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Yeah.
How's your mental health? Because I was like, but also just a good thing to do, you know?
Totally.
It's a good thing to message. It's not a negative. You're not saying like, I wish Nick, my other mate just gives me all of his money, you know? Like,
Yeah, but he does though. I do have
but you know what I mean? Like it's
Great.
probably a positive thing.
Yeah,
no,
it's
really
often the best.
interesting.
And the other thing that also helps, and these are just tactics, by the way, guys, that will really help with like investors, meeting partners, talking and networking is also
I love shit like this, by the way.
complimenting. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Complimenting good ideas.
Yes.
That's one thing I love.
Okay.
So, for example, and this it reinforces better ideas and enforces deeper thinking. So if you say something like relatively innocuous and it's probably an average idea, I will refer to it 30 minutes or an hour later. Oh, Nick, you had this really good idea that XYZ.
Wow.
You may have forgotten that idea was good in any event.
Yeah.
But as soon as I say it, you're like, oh shit, he values my, okay, I need to come up
think
with
of a
more.
better idea. I just think, that's so crazy. I try and I do something similar, but it's more like I want someone to wear that idea as like a mantle, as like a medal, as like a whatever, you know. Someone comes up with a really good idea. I go, wow, that was phenomenal. And when you said this recently, maybe it's like a similar thing, you know. They go like, he appreciates the fact that I have ideas. He's not trying to claim the idea. Well, obviously not a lot of people do that, but people will try and claim their ideas as their own. And then, you know, so it's a really, really good way to also just foster a relationship. And I fostered a relationship where it's teamwork, right?
Yeah.
We're all coming with good ideas.
Exactly.
And let's all value each other's opinions and each other's share.
I did it to you earlier, actually. I don't know if you noticed.
I think, and now and retroactively, I'm like, oh my God, you did do that.
Because you actually, it was a good idea. But I harked back from a week ago.
Yes.
And I said, you had a really good point when you said that Republicans or the Conservative Party have won the culture wars.
Yeah.
A week ago.
Sure.
Now you think I listen to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Because
I go like, shit, and Evander respects my opinion.
I don't.
I don't.
I don't.
But wow, I believe you do.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
My relationship was kind of destroyed. But I mean, before that, I was really, absolutely.
Very important aspect.
Absolutely.
So just to go back to the point. Oh, sorry.
So what I was saying before is like strengths versus weaknesses, because I wanted to try and what were your weaknesses. Yeah, no, but it was a very good digression that we veered off in a fantastic way. I feel you had brought up a really good point. Bringing up framing, that was great. That's framing. So I'm really bad with finances. I'm really bad at budgeting, you know, and that's not something
That's why you're poor.
And that's why I'm poor. That's why I'm poverty stricken. And it's but that's not something I know if I want to grow Keshaw to where I want it to be, and I want to be the person that I want to become. Those are weaknesses that I have to focus on, you know. So I think what are your weaknesses? What do you think?
I just want to go on that point, and it's funny you said that because it again harks back to actually what we were talking about earlier. I was talking about you, so I'm going against my theory of like never revealing the back talk.
Yes,
but I had like a 2-hour conversation about you the other day.
No way.
With Kanye.
Oh my God.
With our friend.
How did you have that much time? There's so much to say about me.
It was about you and doing an MBA.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we spoke about it.
Oh my God.
And we were like, Nick is so bad at finances.
Yes.
And
I'm not even going to front.
yeah,
sure.
That an MBA could actually help him get to where he needs to get to in
Yes.
terms of structuring things and being like a leader in an aspect that may be very tough for him to be a leader in.
Interesting.
And we literally we plotted out your whole life without you being.
Can we do a pod on that?
You know,
I'd love to have a plan. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Without you even being in the room, we were like,
Yes.
this is what Nick should do, this is how I should do it, this is when he should do it, and this is what is going to happen when he does it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What's the end part? Am I
The end
homeless
goal.
under a bridge?
No. The end goal was actually that we were like, you could probably manage like Chelsea FC.
Oh, really?
Football club.
That'd be
if you
great.
could get your shit together.
Yeah.
If you got your shit together,
Yeah.
we believe you could be like a really big deal.
That's so kind of you.
So that's
Thank
actually
you.
where it landed.
That's
we were really nice about you.
I'm sure there's like a lot of shit talking
Oh,
along the way.
tons. Tons. I think the word like
useless.
asshole came up 6 times in that conversation.
That useless idiot
Prick.
child. But if somehow he
Yeah.
stumbles his way. But I mean, appreciate it. And that's,
What do you
that
guys
is
say about
something-
me?
Yeah? Oh, that big mouth, big nostril, fucking.
These nostrils are my ancestors' gift to me.
Yeah, no,
Because we
love
can
them.
figure out the desert.
You can smell out the bullshit.
Yeah.
It's no, absolutely. What do you say about you? I think.
No,
I
don't
think
tell
we
me. I actually don't want to know. I'm nervous.
So handsome and how pretty he is. Yeah, but absolutely. But what do you think your weaknesses are? Do you think you have weaknesses that you could?
Yes,
focus on?
tons. I do. I really
Yeah.
do. I think one of my weaknesses is that sometimes I'm uncertain as to what I'm saying when I'm telling and talking to my team, and I worry that
It comes off.
No, I don't think it comes off, which is again, strangely, an issue with me.
You talk with a lot of conviction.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
You could say most things, and I'd be like, oh,
Yeah,
no way.
but that's like it's
Yeah.
weirdly like it's a concern of mine, especially when you're running and leading a business, is because
You want people to question you.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. You want people to be like, yeah, you sure that's right? But because I say things and I'm like, this is like I have a lot of conviction behind what I say.
Oh my God. Sorry, carry on.
I could be leading people down like a very bad rabbit hole.
Yes.
But I sometimes doubt what I say, and I'm like, oh, is this right? Whilst I'm saying, I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't say this. Maybe it's not right. And I think that is a weakness because I feel like I should really stand behind what I say in all kind of fullness.
If you believe it's correct, then you
If I believe
the
it's
opinion.
correct,
But we all
exactly.
want feedback, right? You wouldn't be a
Yeah.
good leader. You wouldn't be a good businessman if you just thought, this is my opinion. We're only going to go with what I'm saying.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? You want people to give you
Yeah.
feedback. It's so interesting because I remember when we started this out,
Mm-hmm.
we had a few drinks at my birthday, and he said, Nick, I think you're really disagreeable.
Did I say that?
Yeah, and I kind of took that.
Did I
as,
say that?
Yeah, I took it as a compliment because I was like, I've got opinions, and we can have a dialogue.
Wait, when did I say that?
You said it. You said it at that funny pub we went to at after my
yeah?
birthday thing. Yeah, and I think sometimes you're quite disagreeable.
Did you? But well, hold on. Did you say you were agreeable though?
I didn't say I was agreeable.
Oh.
I think we were talking about how we come to decisions, and I was
Aha,
like, yes, and I
okay.
was like, absolutely, completely get it. But I would like, if I'm disagreeable, I'd like to think that I'm willing to take your opinion on and to chat about things, and you know what I mean.
Yes,
Like,
you do take my opinions.
Yes,
you
I
really
do.
do. You are disagreeable, but I would say you're disagreeable like in the best of ways.
oh, good, okay.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
totally. 'Cause-
That's why I kind of took it as a compliment. To be
Yeah,
honest.
no, you're
Which
literally
is maybe just seeing the rosy end of it. Yeah.
No, you really are. You're disagreeable in the best of ways because I think you can get disagreeable people who are like the worst human beings to spend time with because you'll be like, oh, it's a really nice day out. Is it? I've seen
Yeah.
better. Like, come
Sky's
on,
blue.
relax.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
chill out, dude. It's not that deep. Whereas you're disagreeable in the sense of you'll have like compelling reasons as to why you have a view
Yes.
that's contrary to what people may be saying.
Sure.
Which is what you want. You want someone to be like, yeah, I disagree, but like X, Y, Z.
Yes.
Whereas agreeable people, by their nature, you're never getting any real-time feedback because they're just
Yeah.
always going to be, yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
that makes sense.
But
Oh,
do
yeah.
you think, to go back to your point, because you speak with so much conviction, and a lot of the time, I hate to say it, you come with some really good points, you know, you got quite a smart guy.
Yeah.
But it's.
Why did
you
I
know,
say yeah to that? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm so smart.
like it's-
Idiots,
it's
listen
like-
to me.
It's like that scene in Mean Girls.
Hey, yeah.
When she compliments her skirt.
What did you say?
When she goes, oh, nice skirt.
Yeah.
Or something like a blouse or something skirt. I don't know. Check that, Luke.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I got it. And she's like, oh, so you think you're good as
Oh,
me?
yeah.
It's like,
Exactly. You're really smart. Yeah, I am. Oh, what? Okay.
Sorry, I got you off.
I just love chatting to you. It's so fun. But I mean, if you talk with almost too much conviction, because you are so convincing, there could be a point where maybe people that you work with are just like they're agreeing with you all the time, and you're not getting to maybe the best possible outcome.
True. That's my issue. That's why it's a weakness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
that's the best way to flip around to say my weakness is that
no
I'm just so
I'm so
convincing.
right all the time.
Yeah, that's, it could potentially.
That was
be,
one of those
yeah.
interview weaknesses.
Yeah,
When they're like,
yeah, exactly.
what's your perfection?
I work too hard.
Oh god. Oh my god. But so at the end of the day, starting is the biggest lesson you can ever learn.
Absolutely.
And you shouldn't have a fear or concern about doing it. Just do it, man.
I think so too.
Guys, life is once. You do
Yeah.
it, figure it out, you fail, get embarrassed, you beg people for stuff. There's a lot of shame involved in starting. Hey, can you like my post? Hey, can you buy my product? A lot of shame. But the shame builds resilience. resilience builds character, and character creates success. And I guarantee you, if you do those things,
It's another reason.
3 for 3, baby. Luke, ring it up.
Yeah, no, sure.
So you really should not have any second thoughts. And if you have an idea today, and I'm going to say on this camera, if you have an idea today, I want you to go to your laptop, computer, whatever the case is, type in what is the first thing I should do with regards to this idea, and whatever it says, do that thing.
Absolutely. Go to ChatGPT, type in, how do I start this business? Give me 10 bullet points on how do I, just the very first step. And it'll give you those bullet points and see if you can start from there. I think that's the way to do it. And also, and we've spoken about it previously, everyone just thinks you need a lot of money to start a business as well. We say like you don't need the capital.
You don't need anything.
You can just begin.
No, we gave them the 3 things you need.
Absolutely.
A good idea, a potential target market, and the willingness to look stupid.
For sure. Absolutely.
If you have those 3 things, start.
Yeah, just start, guys.
So we love you.
I'm going to leave you.
I will never leave you.
See you next week.
Mind your goddamn business.